Bro, Punisher was amazing in Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's time for Marvel to stop leaving him stuck in the Disney Plus realm and as a side character. No, 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 no. It's time for Jon Bernthal to get his very own MCU Punisher movie. Marvel is clearly wanting to position Frank Castle to be a pretty main player in their universe. I mean, he gets his own special presentation on Disney Plus, and then he plays a very prominent role in the movie of their most profitable character. I mean, Spider-Man made $1 billion in a week or so? Like, they knew that this movie was going to be huge, and they chose to make Frank Castle a big part of it. Spider-Man Brand New Day was clearly used to set up the future of the MCU. Spoiler alerts ahead, but Jean Grey is the antagonist, setting up the X-Men. They brought Savage Hulk back and a post-credit scene to set up Doomsday or Secret Wars. Jury's still out on that one. But they knew that people would be flooding the theaters trying to see this movie. All eyes would be on it. And so that's why they have used this movie to set up so many different things in the future. I think that Frank Castle being a prominent part of this movie is a clear indication, along with the other things they're setting up, they're wanting to set him up for something big. And after Daredevil Born Again Season 2 kind of dipped in viewership, as much as I hate it, because I love that season. I wish more people would watch it. It was amazing. But Daredevil seems to not be as popular with general audiences. Maybe they're wanting to position Punisher to be the face of the MCU dark, gritty, street-level heroes. And there's no better way to really put him front and center as the new face than his own movie. This is my pitch for an MCU Punisher movie, starting with the cast and crew. Alright, so when I was putting together my pitch and different ideas and thoughts, where I kind of landed with the story and themes, I wanted the director to match that. And so I was really thinking of an absolute bloodbath, like just action-pack filled movie. What is a better director than the director of the John Wick movies? Chad Stahelski has directed all 4 John Wick movies, and his eye for just amazing action set pieces is just spectacular, and his touch would be amazing handling a Punisher movie. And for writer, I wanted to bring in Jon Bernthal. I thought that his writing in Punisher One Last Kill was amazing. He just really knows this character well, and so why not bring him back to write his own movie? All right, so for the cast, I'm mainly bringing back characters that we've already seen before. So Jon Bernthal as Punisher, obviously. I want to bring in Don Cheadle as James Rhodes, War Machine. Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. We're going to bring in Georgia Wingham as Amy from Punisher Season 2. And then Jason Moore as Curtis from the Punisher TV show. Those are all the characters that we've already seen before in the MCU that I want to bring back. And then a new character who will be the main antagonist of this movie is Anya Taylor-Joy as Madam Hydra. You might be wondering, these are very random characters to kind of all be in a Punisher movie. How does it all fit together? Well, let me pitch you my story and it'll all make sense. Alright, so for the story, I wanted to adapt the Punisher War Machine comic because I just think that's such a cool concept to see Punisher in an Iron Man armor just go absolutely nutso. Like, tell me, that wouldn't be awesome. We gotta go big for a Punisher solo movie. So in this movie, we see that Punisher secretly attends his friend Curtis's veteran support group, just like in the first season of the show. He kind of sits in the back or he sits in the hallway and listens. Like, he enjoys it, but he does not want to be directly a part of it. And so he's routinely doing this, and this week, Curtis has brought in James Rhodes, Rhodey, as a guest speaker to the group. The group goes on and it's great, and Frank is leaving as the group ends, and Rhodey stops him outside. Now, Rhodey reveals to him that he's actually been tracking Frank for quite some time now and wants to speak to him about something. That he came specifically to speak at this group to get to Frank. Rhodey takes Frank to a secure location where he then introduces him to Nick Fury. Fury reveals that the government has secretly recruited him back to working with them because they do not trust Val and all the things that she is doing. Fury reveals that he unofficially recruited Rhodey to be a part of this team, but because of the events of Secret Invasion and him getting swapped out with the Skrull, there's just internal government and also international distrust over Rhodey. And so they've been looking for someone to complete this mission they have, and so they recruited Frank. What is this mission? Well, after the events of Age of Ultron, after Sokovia was left decimated from Ultron's meteor city thing, a faction of Hydra came into the city, rose up, and took over. And they are radicalizing the citizens of Sokovia and secretly are in control. Obviously, this is no good because Hydra is the worst. And so Fury needs someone to go over there and put an end to Hydra's reign of Sokovia. Frank pushes back a little and says, I'm no hero. Like, I don't do the superhero stuff. And Fury says, that is exactly why we need you. We don't want a superhero with a no-kill rule and mercy on them. Fury is recruiting Frank specifically so he can go in there and light them up. Completely end their reign. No questions, no nothing. And so Frank is then given the War Machine armor to go and take out Madam Hydra and her reign over Sokovia. All right, and for the overall theme of the movie and what I'm kind of wanting Frank's journey to be is, well, I don't really want to retread all of the stuff that he's learned in his previous iterations. I feel like Punisher Season 1 and Season 2, and even Daredevil Season 2, where he's first introduced, it's all about what is the morality of the Punisher and killing the criminals versus the no-kill rule, and like, oh, what is the moral ambiguity of that? And it's interesting, but I don't want to retread that. I don't want to do that again. And then I also don't want to redo the storyline of, oh, my family's avenged. Do I keep killing? What do I do now? What's out there for me? Right? We've already established that Punisher One Last Kill has dictated that that is what he's doing. He's moving on. In order to avenge his family, he's going to continue to take out criminals to protect other people's families. So for this movie, it's following Frank after the events of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Punisher is this low-level, just guy with a gun trying to take out criminals in this grand Marvel universe. I mean, he just came out of a fight with Spider-Man, Hulk, Jean Grey, super powerful heroes. And then also, this movie clearly would take place after Doomsday and Secret Wars. So all the multiverse shenanigans and saving not just New York or the world, the entire multiverse. These heroes are so grand and big and powerful, and he's just a guy with a gun. He's feeling like, do I even make a difference? Am I even able to make a difference? I keep on taking out these criminals, and then a new crime lord takes their place. A new crime family steps in and continues to hurt people. Am I even able to make a difference? And so that's a big motivation behind why Frank decides to take on the War Machine armor and go on this mission. He feels like he's got to be a superhero in order to truly make a difference. If he wants to really fulfill this calling he has, which is to really protect the innocent by taking out criminals, if he really wants to make a difference, he's got to be a hero. He's got to have more power, essentially. So he takes on the War Machine armor, and he goes and takes out Hydra, but he's still feeling empty. Still feeling that same feeling at the beginning of, am I making a difference? And is what I'm doing, does it actually matter? And at the end of the movie, we see that he is walking through New York. He returns the War Machine armor to Nick Fury and Rhodey, and he sees Amy from Punisher Season 2. The one that he protected and really put his life on the line for in order to make sure that she made it out alive. And she's walking down the street with a husband and 2 kids who are healthy and thriving. They run into each other, and Frank just gets a smile on his face knowing that what he's doing is working. The work that he's doing is making a difference. Because he got to see full picture. Someone who, because of Frank's action, they got to live a life and be a mom and be a wife and raise these children. And these children got to have life because of Frank's work. And so obviously our audience hopefully does not have this same relation as in, I'm a guy with a gun who kills criminals. Is that method effective? No. But I think audiences and people can really relate to this feeling of like, is what I'm doing in the world actually valuable? Am I making a difference? And we get to see this satisfying moment of what you do for one person really makes a difference. Like if you can only impact one person, you've made a difference. All right, that's my pitch for a Punisher movie, Punisher War Machine. What do you think about it? Is this a good idea? Is this a bad idea? What would you change? What would you add? What's your idea for a Punisher solo movie? Let me know in the comments. And also, if you have any prayer requests, please drop it in the comments as well. I would love to be praying for you. Deuskies, homies.